It's a vibe. Like, it's a whole vibe. So as you can see, we have lights this time. Thank God for Amazon Prime. So today's video is going to be an inner child reading. I'm super duper excited for this one. I've been wanting to do it for a little bit. I actually planned to do this video, I want to say a month or so ago. So at work, we have this little TY Beanie Baby like stand. It's like a little circle thing and there are like a bunch of Beanie Babies on it, and I was looking at it and I was thinking it would be super cute if I got a little stuffed animal to kind of represent the inner child here on this channel. I had been kind of looking for a little bit, but I didn't really see one that I liked. And then randomly, super randomly, I saw this little girl. It was kind of on the bottom, tucked underneath some other ones, and I saw her and I absolutely fell in love. You guys know how I feel about rainbows, and I'm not really a dragon girl. That wasn't really my thing when I was a kid, but cats were my thing. I'm sure you guys can tell that I loved cats when I was a kid. I was one of the weird cat girls. But I saw this dragon and I was like, holy shit, that would be perfect for this channel. You guys know how I feel about rainbows and glitter, and her eyes are purple, and you guys know purple is a universal color. It's the color of your crown chakra. Purple is just very significant to me, so the fact that she had purple glittery eyes and that she was a glittery little dragon with the rainbows was just, it was too perfect. It was too synchronized. I couldn't not get her. So her name is Honora. So this is Honora. You guys have probably seen her. She's been over there hanging out with Peanut. Peanut's another Beanie Baby. I don't think you can see it on the camera, but when I zoom out, you guys will see. She's been hanging out with Peanut over there for a couple of weeks now. I want to say almost a month. Again, I planned to do this video a month ago, but I ended up not doing it. I ended up waiting a little bit. But yeah, so I'm super duper excited. So this is Honora, so welcome welcome Honora to the channel. I'm gonna leave her over there. I'm actually gonna leave her over here on the screen for this video, just because I feel like she would be a good addition to this video, especially since this video might get a little heavy, and this video may, you know, trigger some old wounds. So if you guys aren't ready to face some things that your childhood self may have faced, this might not be the video for you. We might get a little heavy in this video, so if you're uncomfortable with those themes or, you know, those type of things, then I would just click off. I'll post another video later this week. Today's video, again, is going to be on how to heal your inner child. So I have some inner child stuff in here. I also have some channeled messages from your inner children that I will be reading. Not like handwritten messages, it's just tarot, but I'm going to try and channel these inner children based on the information that we have here. And obviously the most effective way to heal your inner child is, you know, therapy and working through that trauma with a licensed therapist, which I am not yet. But if you guys do want, one of the things that I did find consistently while I was doing a little bit of research was to write a letter to your inner child and to write a letter as your inner child. And that can be really helpful and therapeutic if you are struggling with this process of getting in touch with your inner child. Okay, so we have 4 piles today. We have pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. Girls just want to have fun, electric love, graveyard, and there's nothing holding me back. So go ahead and choose your pile and we will get started. If you chose pile 1, girls just want to have fun, then this is your reading. So, some boys take a beautiful girl and hide her away from the rest of the world. I want to be the one to walk in the sun. For your chakra card, we have spiritual awakeness. Spiritual awareness. I'm actually going to leave this up here just so we can kind of reference that as our focal point. So we have Pluto, transformation, wildflowers. Okay. We have the child I was meant to be, protection, set personal boundaries, and the mirror. Okay, so this pile up here is our kind of blockages, what may be blocking our inner child, what may be the wound that our inner child may have faced. Right away I can see that there is a bit of a love, a bit of a worthiness issue here, a bit of a love issue. Wildflowers talks about love. I feel like when you were younger, you may have like merged into the person that you were with. You may have not had a lot of boundaries, either romantically, sexually, with your body or otherwise, or as far as your personality goes. Mirror talks about reflection, unhealthy reflection, not reflecting back on your own self. I feel like maybe your sense of identity may have been a little unclear, and because of that you may have looked for other people to validate who you are. I feel like, again, with Pluto transformation here, it may have been, you may have looked for validation and attention in other people in a more physical sense, and I feel like this may have started when you were very young, too young, 6, 7, 8. Interesting. Okay, so we have 11 here, we have 8 here, we have 26. 26 reduces to 8. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we have 2 8s here, so 8, 11 may be significant to some of you. Yeah, I just feel like there were a lot of boundaries. A lot of boundaries that weren't, a lot of healthy boundaries, personal boundaries, boundaries with your body, boundaries with your feelings, your emotions, your mind, your sense of self that were not very well kept. I feel like there were a lot of people, adult figures or your peers, siblings, neighbors, who may have overstepped your boundaries, and because you didn't really have a good sense of self-identity or just these boundaries in general, you allowed them to overstep those boundaries that you didn't have, or what little boundaries that you had. Okay, so this is going to be some guidance, and then we're going to move on to the tarot, the messages from your child, and then I have a self-care card as well. So we have Spider Spirit, make your dreams real. Play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Step out of your comfort zone, let your true self shine. A lot of purple here. Purple is the predominant color, which makes sense with spiritual awareness. So if you guys are looking for a chakra to heal, to help you heal this inner child, I would look for the crown chakra, also amethyst. Amethyst is really good for the crown chakra, connected to the divine, wisdom and compassion. Compassion for yourself, compassion for others. I think for some of you, because you had so little boundaries, now you are very, very, very protective of yourself, your body, your spirit, your identity, your mind. And this is letting you know that it is okay for you to be yourself. It's okay for you to trust your intuition. It's okay for you to be compassionate and be gentle while still protecting yourself. You can do both. With play here, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. I feel like because of these boundaries, because you had a boundary issue as a child, I feel like as an adult you have many boundaries. You have a lot of boundaries. I feel like people may tell you that you're hard to get to know, or it may be hard for you to create and maintain relationships, friendships, or romantic. And this is letting you know that it's okay. It's okay to create relationships with people. It's okay to, step out of your comfort zone. It's okay for you to have fun. It's okay for you to have fun, pile one. It's okay for you to experience life as a child in a childlike way, in a childlike mindset. So I'm going to read these messages now. I'm actually going to read your thriving affirmation first, because I want to get to these last. So the synchronicity, learning to accept myself. Shift your awareness to the past by remembering a time in your life when you struggled. Imagine that you can reach your younger self and provide words of support like, I know, I'm here, or I see that you're hurt. What would it mean to your younger self that you are willing to slow down and see their hurt? That's crazy. The synchronicity is crazy. Okay. It's okay for you to nurture yourself. It's okay for you to put yourself above others. It is okay for you to have healthy boundaries with the people that you're in your life. And I feel like for some of you, you still don't know how to have those boundaries. So you just don't meet people, or you don't create friendships with people. You don't let people into your life. You don't trust people because you're afraid of them using you. But it's okay. You're allowed to have boundaries. Everyone is allowed to have boundaries. Everyone is allowed to have their safe space. Everyone is allowed to feel safe in the comfort zone that they provided, but it is also necessary for you to know that you don't have to be so guarded. You don't have to be, you're allowed to be happy. You're allowed to have fun. You're allowed to, again, I just keep hearing you're allowed to celebrate the small things. Yeah, and 56 reduces to 11 as well. So you guys may be seeing 1111, you guys may be seeing 888, 8 may be significant for you, 11 may be significant for you, 56 or 26 may also be significant for you guys. Okay, so let's get to these messages. So we have, we have the Sun, we have the Hierophant, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the Empress. Oh boy. Okay. We have the Queen of Cups. Oh, you guys only got 2 of these. And we have the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so your inner child wants you to know, pile 1, it's okay for you to be emotional. First of all, your emotions are not a problem. It's okay for you to be happy. It's okay for you. It's interesting in this line, I want to be the one who walks in the sun, and then we have the Sun card. It's okay for you to be happy. It's okay for you to feel worthy. You know, your inner child wants you to know that you are allowed to have healthy boundaries. You are allowed to feel secure in your boundaries. You're allowed to make boundaries, and you are allowed to set those boundaries. And you are allowed to have commitments with people while still maintaining a healthy sense of self and a healthy just limitations with other people. It's okay for you to be happy. It's okay for you to feel good about yourself as well. It's okay for you to, you know, however you want to look, however you want to present yourself, that's okay. I feel like some of you may also have commitment issues or issues trusting your significant other because of these boundaries that you didn't have as a child, whatever that was. For some of you, I feel like you may have an issue where you need other people to feel whole, and your inner child is telling you that you do not need other people to feel validated in your own skin. You don't need other people around to hold your hand to be a whole, to be a beautiful person. You are a beautiful person. The Sun, the Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, the Queen of Cups, that's beauty, right? That is beauty, regardless of your gender, that's beauty. You are a beautiful person. Let your true self shine, accept yourself. And the Nine of Pentacles tells us that you are self-sufficient. You know, you are single and you are loving it. And if you are single right now, it is okay to be single. You're allowed to have fun. You're allowed to play the field. You're allowed to, do whatever it is that you want, whether it is or without, whether it is or is not with commitment alongside it. And for those of you who are afraid of commitment, for those of you who push people away because you are afraid of letting people in, it's okay for you to be abundant, and it's okay for you to share that abundance with other people. There are no restrictions on the correct way of living. Yeah, but again, they're really wanting me to push the healthy boundaries. It's okay for you to have boundaries with other people. If you are afraid of letting people in, if you have trust issues, it's okay for you to take your time with people. Use your intuition, again, with that crown chakra. Use your intuition to guide you towards the right person. You know who the right person is. And if you tend to pick people who aren't good for you out of whatever this childhood wound was, it's okay for you as an adult to, use that intuition that I feel like you guys have to guide you towards the right person. But you guys just seem like you have a really beautiful energy. You feel like you have a really beautiful energy, and I feel like you guys are going to be just fine. I feel like you guys are... whether you guys realize it or not, I feel like you guys are beautiful people. You guys have beautiful souls. You guys got the spider spirit, and you guys know that spiders are one of my favorite little creatures of this earth. So I feel like you guys are very spiritual, very in tune with the divine, beautifully emotional, beautiful on the inside and beautiful on the outside as well. Okay, so that is what I have for you, pile 1. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. So if you guys chose pile 2, Electric Love by Borns, then this is your reading. We have Every Night My Mind is Running Around Her. Okay, we have, we have Compassion, which is the heart chakra, unconditional love, compassion, and forgiveness. So we're going to leave that right up there so we can refer back. Okay, so we have Grand Trine, Blessings, Skull, Colorless Angel, Euphoria, Honor Yourself, and we have Protector. Okay. So this line right here is the, I guess we can call it trauma that happened in your youth. I'm going to work on this. I'm going to talk about this first, and then we're going to get on to some guidance and some advice. And then I also have some channeled messages from your inner child, as well as a self-care card. So we're just going to leave that right there. I feel like things were very serious in your childhood. I feel like things were very serious. I feel like things got very serious very quickly. I feel like you were a very serious child. I feel like very, very early on, something happened that really kind of like caused you to turn off your emotions. Very, very early on. The skull talks about transitions and grief. We have 2 10s here. So you guys may be seeing 10, 10. We have 9, 10, 46, which reduces to 10. But Colorless Angel talks about turning off the feelings. Colorless Angel is just feeling apathetic. Nothing is ever good enough. Nothing is ever worth your time. Nothing is ever the way that you want it to be. Nothing is ever as you expect it to be. I feel like even when good things happen to you, you don't enjoy them. You don't feel anything for them. And it's interesting because we have Grand Trine Blessings over here. So I feel like you are, at your core, a very emotional person, a very compassionate person. But I feel like because of whatever this grief was, whatever this transition was, you had to turn your feelings off really, really young. And I feel like now you have a disconnect from your feelings and you. I feel like you push your feelings down, possibly. You may just not feel them in a way, I'm hearing in a way that is authentic to you. I feel like you don't have a lot of compassion for yourself. Yeah, that card's getting hot. That card is getting hot, and I do not want another electrical fire. I'm also getting something about protection. There may have been a protector or a figure in your life that was really important that wasn't there for you the way that they needed to be there for you. It's also possible that this protector-like energy is the reason for that grief or that transition. There may have been some kind of guardian that was unfortunately taken from you at a very young age. And I feel like this kind of causes you to have a lack of compassion for yourself. I feel like you are very, very hard on yourself. Again, I just feel like you don't really enjoy even the good things that happen to you. I feel like you are just never satisfied. I feel like you are always looking for something to bring that joy back into your life, but there's only so many outside sources that can try to bring you joy before you have to look inside of yourself and find that joy within. Okay, so I'm going to move on to this guidance. So we have Pig Spirit, use your mind wisely. Have Mirror, who or what is triggering you. Confidence is your key to success, New Moon in Leo. And we have Connect with your roots. So pile, I'm actually going to read your self-care card now as well. So we have opening ourselves to trusting. Interesting. Take a moment to reflect on your experience of trust and process what shows up by asking yourself the following. How does my reaction to trust fit with my values and goals? How does this help or hinder my progress? How can I adjust what I do to practice trusting someone in my world today? So pile 2, I feel like this situation here may have caused you to have a lot of trust issues. You may have a lot of trust issues with other people. You may yeah, especially with connect with your roots here. The root chakra is about trust. So I do feel like maybe there was a someone who was supposed to protect you who may have broken that trust. They may have acted in a way that was not protecting of you. And that may have caused you to, again, to kind of shut down and shut your emotions down and kind of become a bit of a brick wall. I feel like this may have been, this may have caused some confidence issues in your adult life. I feel like trust and feeling confident in yourself, feeling confident in your abilities, may be something that you struggle with now, but this is telling you that, you know, work on these trust issues. I feel like you are an overthinker. I feel like you may replay this specific circumstance as well as other circumstances where people may have broken your trust, or people who were supposed to protect you did not protect you over and over and over, and your inner child wants you to know that that's not healthy. That's not healthy. That's not helping you in any way. It's only hurting you. Your inner child wants you to know that you need to have compassion for yourself. You need to have compassion for others. You need to open your heart chakra, open your ability to access this wonderful gift of, you know, Grand Trine is so emotional, and we do have water here. Oh, we have water here as well. That's interesting. Yeah, a lot of water here. Open, you know, use that gift of being emotional, being compassionate, being a protector. And I feel like some of you, because you were not protected, you tend to be very fiercely protective, or you like to take on a protector role for other people, and that's fine in of itself, but I do think this is kind of a trauma reaction to something that may have happened in your childhood. But anyway, use that gift of being emotional and being in tune with that emotional side of yourself. Use that gift towards yourself and use it towards others. We also have mirror, who or what is triggering you. I feel like for some of you, you may be in a situation right now where this person is really triggering those inner wounds of yours. I feel like either intentionally or unintentionally, I feel like someone in your life right now is really, really just picking at this wound you have right here. Use your mind wisely. Again, I just feel like you guys overthink a lot. I feel like you guys are overthinkers. We also have 46, 47, 47, 46, or 10, 9, 10, 46, 47. Oh, that's interesting. We have two like numbers in succession. We also have, again, that 10-10 dynamic. So again, you guys may be seeing 10-10, 9-10, or 46-47 may be significant to you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get into these messages from your inner child. So we have 7 of Cups. Yeah, that makes sense. We have the 10 of Wands. Yep. 6 of Wands. 9 of Wands. 7 of Wands. Holy shit. Okay. Wow. All right, that's a pretty clear message from your inner child, pile 2. For these, we have the Emperor. We have the Ace of Wands, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the Queen of Wands. So lot of wand energy. Holy shit. 7. Ooh, wait, hang on. Look at this. Yeah, a lot of succession with you guys. Hang on. Look at this. So we had 9, 10, 46, 47. And then we have 6, 7. Well, we don't have 8. Okay, well, we have 6, 7, and then 9, 10. So something may have happened around 9 or 10 years old. I am getting that in those like very important developmental years. But yeah, a lot of wand energy, a lot of fire. You may be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or you may just have very like fiery qualities. I am getting that water energy here, so you may have like a water sun sign with like fire undertones in your birth chart. Yeah, especially since we have the Queen of Wands and the Emperor here, there is a lot of fire. Okay, fire is very quick, very kind of pop off at the mouth. Your childhood self, I want to talk about this up here before I talk about this. I do actually kind of want to grab one more card. To come in victorious, you don't need to be so defensive. You don't need to carry so much. I feel like you guys carry a lot of burden. Yeah, especially with this protector energy, I feel like for a lot of you, you may have, I kind of want to uncover this. I feel like you may have, whatever this protector energy, if it was a protector person who is no longer in your life, you may be kind of like a supporter. You may have wanted to be like a provider and take over that role from a very young age, but because of that, you are now very defensive, very on guard, you carry a lot. And I feel like this like dreamy energy, I feel like when you guys were kids, you had a very idealistic view of what the world was supposed to be, and that didn't hold up. Your childhood didn't hold up to your own standards. So as an adult, you now are very set in the world being what it was that you wanted when you were a child. And you are very protective of that idea. And you are a person who, again, we have so much fire here. You are a person who, when you have a goal, you set your mind to that goal and you do not stray from that goal. But I feel like your childhood self wants you to know that you can be victorious. You don't have to carry so much to be victorious. You know, when you have this spark of an idea of something that you want, we do have a lot of court cards down here. So this, I feel like this is talking about something romantic. So I'm going to get to that in a second. But in order to have what you want and be successful, let down your guard. You know, trust people. There is a lot of like trusting others and trusting yourself. You're having compassion for yourself and others. Again, I feel like this emotion you guys have tamped down in order to carry all of whatever it is that you guys are carrying, you know, work, emotions, family stuff, things like that. And I feel like you guys, you don't have to be so burdened in order to get what it is that you want. You don't have to carry so much to get to where you want to be. Can we clarify this? Oh, shit. Yeah, 6 of Wands again. Yeah, okay, so when it comes to relationships, I feel like you guys, yeah, I do feel like you guys want to be, you know, you guys want to be the Emperor, you guys want to be the provider, you guys want to be, yeah, we also have the Queen of Pentacles here, Queen of Pentacles, the Emperor. There may be some kind of new romantic situation, and your childhood self, I heard take it easy. The universe, your childhood self wants you to take it easy. You don't need to be so driven and like so needing to obtain them. I feel like when you guys have romantic interests, you like really, really, really go for it, but you don't give any of your, like, you go for it. You want to be successful with the 6 of Wands, and it's almost this element of being successful no matter what the fuck you have to do. You are also defensive and on guard, and you carry too much of the burden. So you go for these people, but you don't give enough of yourself. You don't have that compassion towards yourself, or you don't trust others. You don't trust them. You like them, you want to go for them, but you don't trust them. So you don't let your guard down. You're not vulnerable with this person. I also get the feeling that because you guys don't trust, you tend to lead with, this is more of a masculine term, but forgive me, I can't think of anything else. But this is, this goes for if you're a masculine or a feminine. I feel like when you have feelings for someone, you tend to lead with your wand. You tend to lead, and I heard lustful, you tend to lead very lustfully. And that, again, because of that, like, trust issue. And I feel like you put, like, sex first. I think you put sex first, and then you put that, like, feelings and that trusting stuff, like, on the back burner. But that's a very, very integral part of building a relationship with someone. So it can be self-sabotaging when you are so protective of your energy and you don't give any of yourself away, but you want to pursue them so fiercely. It can have like a fuck person, fuck boy, fuck girl quality to it. Your childhood self wants you to know that it's okay to let your guard down. It's okay for you to trust people. You don't have to carry so much all of the time, pile 2. You don't have to be in control all the time. The Emperor, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles can have a bit, they can be a little bit controlling, especially with this fire energy. Queen of Pentacles is a little more relaxed, but this fire energy, they can be a little controlling, they can be a little bossy, especially, and when it does come to relationships, you may want to kind of like take the reins and like take control, and that may be a little bit of a detriment. And you want to carry all of the burden, but you don't want to actually let your guard down and stop defending your feelings, which is why maybe relationships haven't quite panned out for you. Yeah, I do want to get one more card just for this energy down here. I am feeling like this is a romantic situation, so if that doesn't resonate, then it doesn't resonate. But yeah, there's the I love when my guides are, there's the Four of Pentacles back of deck too. I love when my guides are so concise. There's the Lovers. So I do think this is about a romantic situation. At least this down here, this here is more childhood, but this here is definitely very romantic. So this is about a romantic situation, and then we have the Four of Pentacles back of deck, which I feel like is very important. This is about holding on too tightly, being too guarded and very closed off. So pile 2, if this is resonating about a romantic situation, if you are feeling like you are kind of self-sabotaging in a relationship, if you are feeling like you really want to go for this person and you have this kind of ego-driven, like sex-driven relationship, and you are wanting to take them seriously, I would just take a second, take a minute, let go of some of this burden. If you do feel burdened in this relationship, let some of that go. Just let it go. Open up about your feelings. Have compassion for yourself. First of all, have compassion for yourself, and it'll be easier for you to have compassion for other people. Let your guard down. If you have trust issues, let them know. And if they're worth your time, if they're worth you investing in, then they will be okay with these less than perfect parts of you, but it's okay to kind of let them go and, work on, you don't need to lead. My rule of thumb when it comes to relationships is, I don't always follow this, but sex should come after the emotion. You should create some kind of trust with a person, create an open space of communication, a level of understanding with each other, and then should come the fun parts. But the foundation of a relationship should be good before you jump into the wand feelings, the Six of Wands with the Ace of Wands, and those feelings. Yeah, so I believe that is all I have for you, pile 2. I hope that made sense. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. So if you chose pile 3, then this is your reading. Okay. So So we have A Graveyard by Halsey. It's crazy when the thing you love the most is the detriment. Let that sink in. Okay, so we are going to start with your oracle, and then we have, I have some messages from your childhood self over here, and I've also got a coping skill. So we'll get into those in a second. I want to start with this. So we have stability and security, your root chakra. So I'm going to put that over there so we can kind of, it'll be a guide in this reading. So we have Black Moon Lilith, mystery, ghost, house. Oh shit, that's ominous. Okay. Envious gluttony. I don't know how to pronounce this. If you do, let me know in the comments. Pause in your journey. And then we have unicorn. So these are, this is kind of the block, the like trauma, I guess you can call it, that happened in your childhood. And then this is some advice, but we're going to get to this in a second. I just want to kind of talk about this first. There is stagnation here. I do want to pull another card. I'm just not quite sure what. What should I pull for you guys? Let's pull one of these because, so we have 7, 9, and 12. Those numbers may be significant to you. 12 reduces to 3, so 3 may also be significant to you. Can we get one more card for pile 3? Ooh, there we go. Libra. Okay. So we have Libra, and then we also have Capricorn as the back of deck. So I am going to take that. So we have Libra and Capricorn's energy represented here. We may get a little more information in these cards as well as these, but we'll get to that in a second. So it's interesting that we have Graveyard and we also have Ghost. I feel like there was a lack of stability in your childhood. We have the root chakra here, which talks about stability and security. We have the house. We have Ghost, which talks about memories being haunted from the past. I feel like you are a bit, I feel like you tend to allow things to stop you. I feel like you have this very pure, almost like childhood, very innocent view of the world, but unfortunately this wasn't allowed to bloom or flourish, if that makes sense. And I feel like you still have these qualities, but all of this kind of overshadows that childhoodness. So it is possible that one of your parents was a bit of an addict. We do have envious gluttony here, and we also have Capricorn, which is the devil energy, and the devil talks about addiction, unhealthy attachments, just unhealthy habits in general. And I feel like for a lot of you, there was just no stability within the home. And I feel like, either one parent was just not quite there enough in the way that they needed to be, or both parents were not there in the way that they needed to be. And I feel like you tend to stay stuck. Yeah, you tend to stay stuck because I feel like you never really learned how to I heard provide for yourself. I feel like you never quite learned how to overcome these memories and this these unhealthy habits that you learned from your parents, guardians, that you learned from your guardian. I feel like there is no balance. Again, with that Libra energy, there was no balance. There was no, with envious gluttony, there was all give or all take or all indulgence of something and no abstinence. There was no balance in the amount that was consumed, be that, it could be love. One of the parents could have had a lot of, people over all the time, or one of the parents could have been an addict, and there was no regulation of that. And I feel like because of that, you picked up these behaviors, and now you are stuck. You are stuck in this place of, I don't want to say overindulgence, because you may not, you may not have the same type of coping behaviors as your parent did, as your guardian did. But you have this energy of just being stuck, of not moving, of just being very stuck. Being very stuck. I also feel like you have a bit of a jealousy issue. I feel like other people have it better than you. Other people have more than you. Other people are farther than you. And whether or not that is the case, you do not need to compare yourself to others quite so much. You are okay to stand on your own. I keep being drawn to this house here, so I do feel like something, again, I just feel like there was something that happened in the house that was very, very significant for you. But let's get into this guidance here. So we have Wombat, oh my god, what? We have Wombat Spirit, be at home. Yeah, okay, that confirms that. The Age of Light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. Let me move them. We have Hold Your Vision, Fixed Moon. Yeah, fixed, more fixed energy. That's so funny. I love synchronicity. Okay, and then we also have You Are Safe and Protected. Okay, that's beautiful. Okay. More of that root chakra. So definitely work on this root chakra. We have the root chakra is located at your tailbone. It is about stability, trust, belonging, and being grounded. I feel like for some of you, you may not be very grounded. You may have more of that Pisces energy where you tend to daydream. You may feel kind of like a ghost. You may feel like you just kind of like float. You have like floated through the years and you haven't really held on to anything. I feel like you have nothing to grab onto. I feel like you are not grounded. I feel like you are very, very in your head. Again, so let's talk about this. We've got, I want to talk about Hold Your Vision, Fixed Moon. Fixed Moon is fixed energy. The fixed energy, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, you may be one of those signs. You may have that energy of being fixed, of being very stubborn. Once you guys have an idea or a concept or something that you have decided is part of your moral code, you do not stray from that. You guys stick to it. If you guys have ideas, you do not stray. 12, 19, 22, 68, 9, and 7. Those numbers may be significant to you. Do you feel like something may have happened around 12 or 19 for some of you? Or 7 and 9. Those ages may have been significant for you guys. I feel like some of you have an issue with feeling safe. I feel like a lot of you, this may be some of you may be slightly agoraphobic, where you kind of fear going outside. We have two cards that kind of, actually we have a couple of cards that confirm that for me. You guys may, something may have happened and now you fear leaving the home for fear of it happening again. But your childhood self wants you to know that you are safe and you are protected, right? You are, whatever happened in your childhood, your inner child really, really values feeling safe, feeling protected. I feel like a lot of you, again, if you had this sort of absent guardian, a lot of you did not feel safe. A lot of you did not feel protected. Things may have happened to you that were unfortunately outside of your control, and you were not saved, you were not protected from these things happening. And Be at Home with the Wombat Spirit really just drives home that you guys need to feel safe. Again, Capricorn energy. Capricorn is the home. Capricorn is that mom, dad, Cancer, Capricorn, Cancer dynamic where the home and family is incredibly important to you. And because you had this this parental figure who was not quite there in the way that they needed to be, you now greatly need to be saved and be protected. So let's take a look. I'm gonna look at your coping skill first, and then we'll get into these messages from your inner child. So we have the synchronicity. Okay, get grounded. Pause and press your feet into the ground. What sensations do you notice? Lift your toes and notice the sensations of your feet pressing into the floor. Feel gravity weighing your body down. Sense what is supporting your body, a chair, the ground, or anything else that you notice bearing weight for you. Yeah, so you guys definitely do not feel grounded. I do feel that. I feel like you guys still have this very dreamy, very childlike, which is not a bad thing. Having a childlike mind, being a dreamer is not a bad thing. But it can be a detriment when you are not also grounded, when you are not sitting in this reality. I feel like for a lot of you, because you were not able to be a child fully, you tend to kind of revert back to that now that you are a bit older. And I feel like you have trouble being grounded. Even if you are a Capricorn, I feel like you have trouble sinking your feet into your body and sitting in your body comfortably. So let's look at these messages. We have the Page of Wands, the Star, the King of Cups, interesting, the Knight of Wands, a lot of court cards. Okay, we have Two of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Four of Swords. Okay. I'm hearing hideaway, retreat. Yeah, your inner child is very strong. Some of you may have felt that you needed to hide as a child. You needed to hide to get away. I have this image in my head of a child like hiding under a bed or hiding in a closet out of fear. I feel like you were a very fiery child. You possibly were a fiery child. You do have a lot of wands here. I feel like your inner child is very adventurous, very curious. I do want to pull another card. Your inner child likes to explore. Your inner child wants to go see things. Your inner child wants to get out of the house. Wow, your child is I'm very connected to this child. Whoever's inner child this is, we are right here. We are very connected. Your inner child is bored. Your inner child's very bored. They want to go out. They want to see things. They're holding too much. Your inner child is telling you that you're holding too much on your shoulders. You need to let some of that go. You need to connect with that inner child before all of these things happened, before you became stuck in the house. Your inner child is an adventurer. Very adventurous, very explorative. They're very curious. I don't want this deck. I want the other deck. I don't know why I grabbed this deck. Where is it? There it is. We have a lot of court cards up here, so I just want to clarify. Okay, let's tap into pile 3's inner child. What can pile 3's inner child tell us? Your inner children are very, very, very adventurous, very loving. What is this I'm curious about this King of Cups energy. Oh, Ace of Wands. Yeah, more wand energy. There may have been, very curious. I can't help but be drawn to this Knight of Wands who has this, it looks like they're about to go backpacking across the world. We have the Two of Wands, which can speak about a journey. And the Four of Wands, again, is home. The Four of Wands is home, happy family. Your inner child wants this home and happy family, but they also want to feel free. They want to be able to go roam around or play in the dirt. Your inner child is very, very, very active. They're a little explorer. Yeah, there's the Emperor. There's some kind of father figure here, or lack of. And I do feel like a lot of you need to feel protected. You need to feel protected because you were not protected as a teen. The Emperor's Aries energy can be a bit controlling. He's very in his power, very much protective over those he loves, but he can be a bit controlling and bossy. King of Cups is very in control of his emotions. He's a very emotional guy, but at the same time, he can be a little bit emotionally manipulative, very in tune with his emotions, very in tune with other people's emotions, but he can use that to his advantage. So there may be a fog, like a male figure in your lives that may have contributed to this feeling of not feeling safe or not feeling loved and protected. There we go. We'll leave it right there. Ace of Swords. Okay. A lot of aces here, a lot of truth. A lot of truth needs to be told. It's good to take times out. It's good to have this Four of Swords moment and the Four of Wands, you know, in the home. I am getting a couple of different energies. Your inner child is very explorative, very, very, very adventurous, very honest, very truthful. And for some of you, you may have kind of settled in the home, but I do think for a choice few of you, you do, you tend to roam a lot because, you know, whatever happened in the home was a bit hard to process. So you may kind of push away the concept of home or family. And your childhood self wants you to know that it's okay to kind of stop. It's okay to stop and, you know, build a home with someone. It's okay, even if it's on your own, it's okay to build a home in general. It's okay to have a place to come home to at the end of the night. Again, get grounded. I feel like for some of you, you tend to move and travel and do so much that you don't have a place where you do feel safe, where you do feel protected. You don't have that home that you can come home to. Or if you do have a home, it doesn't feel like home. Again, just this feeling of safety and security that your inner child really needs that you are not providing for them. I do feel like a lot of you had parents, again, with the graveyard energy. The thing you love the most is the detriment. I feel like for a lot of you, there was a parent who had some unhealthy habits, who had some unhealthy coping mechanisms, and you did in some way inadvertently pick those up. But your childhood self wants you to know that for some of you, it's okay to have this home and have some place to come home to at the end of the night. And it's okay to stop and breathe and create this home. Even if you don't want to create it with someone else, it's okay to create this home that you feel safe in. You are allowed to feel safe. You are allowed to feel protected. And for others of you, I feel like your inner child wants you to know that it wants to explore, it wants to see things, it wants to go places, it wants to get out of the house, it wants you to stop feeling so burdened, it wants you to release these unhealthy habits and these unhealthy coping mechanisms that you've learned. Know that you are safe, know that you are protected, even if you are not, if you are in a place currently where you are not safe and protected physically in your physical body, know that your guides, your angels, spirit, the universe, know that everything in the 5D is protecting you. Know that you are being protected, and know that that may not help, because if you are in a bad situation, obviously you're in a bad situation, and knowing that these weird guides up in the 5D are protecting you isn't much of a security for you. But know that even if you have nothing, even if you have no one, that you do in fact have things, creatures, presences. You have presences that are looking out for you and that are guiding you, even if you don't have someone physically there to protect you. Okay? So that is what I have for you, pile 3. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. If you chose pile 4, then this is your reading. We have There's Nothing Holding Me Back. There's Nothing Holding Me Back by Shawn Mendes. I want to follow where she goes. I think about her and she knows it. Okay. So, we have Truth. We're going to put that right there, and we're going to refer back if we need to. We have 4th House Roots, White Dress, Trump of Lies, Tangibility, Make Your Dreams Real, and we have Fool. Okay. So this is kind of the trauma that may have happened. So, and then this is some guidance. We also have some messages from your inner child, as well as a self-care card. So we're going to get into these in just a second, but I want to just talk about this real quick first. I feel like for I'm getting a very specific message for one or possibly a couple of you. Very, very specific message. This is not going to resonate for everyone. If this does not resonate for you, just give me 1 second, and I'm going to get to more of what I think this is. However, for a very select few of you, I feel like this is the pile that this is either the same-sex pile, or this is the pile that may differ from the typical gender norms. And if that is the case, and I get that with, you know, white dress, traditionally, I normally see this as like weddings, but in the description, in the booklet, this is about gender norms and conformity. And this also kind of reminds me of that as well. I feel like for the select few of you, I feel like you are not allowed to express yourself in the way that you felt was right as a child. This goes kind of for all of you. I feel like for all of you, you were not allowed to express yourself in the way that you wanted to when you were a child. And again, I feel for some of you, that was in the way that you dress, in the way that you present your identity, your gender identity. I feel like that, I feel like you were forced to kind of live in a way that was not authentic to you. A lot of you were meant to feel foolish in the way that you expressed yourself. I feel like for all of you, this is, again, you know, that throat chakra, communication, honesty, speaking truths. For a lot of you, you were not allowed to speak, whether you were allowed to express yourself and you felt that you couldn't, or you were genuinely not allowed to express yourself. I feel like a lot of you felt foolish in the way that you expressed yourself. The numbers 1, 32, and 28 may be significant to some of you. Yeah, this is a very clear message. I feel like for some of you, you were just not able to express yourself the way that you wanted to. You felt as though you couldn't express yourself. There was, you know, one figure that made you feel stupid, that made you feel foolish for expressing yourself the way that you wanted to. Whether that was the way that you dressed, whether that was what you said, whether that was how you felt. But there was one figure or multiple figures who made you feel less than for expressing your authentic self. Let's get into these cards here. We have Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. And we have express your emotions, again with that throat chakra here. So definitely a lot of being unable to express how you feel, being unable to express your emotions. If there was kind of like a gender thing here, if you are more of a masculine presence, you may have been told not to express your emotions because that's not, you know, it's not manly or it's not masculine or whatever. And I feel like you may have internalized that, and now you are very, how should I phrase this? Very passive. You're very passive in the way that you are in your interpersonal relationships with your friends, family relationships, or whatever, and with yourself. I feel like you don't express yourself. You don't express your needs. You don't express your feelings. You don't express your wants. You don't express what you want to do. You know, even if it's as simple as what you want to eat for dinner, I feel like you don't express yourself in that way. But your inner child here is really driving home that you need to be comfortable in expressing these emotions and expressing these feelings that you have. I feel like some of you have very intense emotions and you keep them bottled up, and sometimes it feels like you can't breathe. Yeah, I'm noticing we have, that's funny, we have the lions here in the back of this card. All right, let's get into, let's read your self-care card before we get into these messages. We have find your happy. Choose one activity you can do today that would typically bring you some joy. It doesn't need to be complex. It could be as simple as walking in a familiar place, connecting with a pet. Make sure to take the time to actually do this activity. Become immersed in it despite any difficult thoughts or feelings that show up. Okay, so we have Ace of Pentacles, have Queen of Swords, High Priestess, that's funny with the Priestess card, and the Three of Pentacles. I feel like for a lot of you, when opportunities come, you don't grab them. There may have been some female figure in your life that really made you feel less than. This may not have been in childhood. For some of you, I think it was, but for some of you, I feel like it was when you were a bit older. Queen of Swords, air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, they may have been a bit cutting with their words. Again, they made you feel foolish. They made you feel insignificant for expressing your emotions. With the High Priestess here, I feel like, yeah, and then we have the Priestess card, and then we have the High Priestess. I feel like for some of you, either you are very, very intuitive and you are not allowed to express your desire to learn more about this, or you were not allowed to, you felt like you were not allowed to learn more about this side of yourself, so you repressed it. We have the Knight of Wands, Seven of Cups, the Moon, that's Pisces energy. We have the Magician here, and then we have the Queen of Swords again. What the fuck? Yeah, I do feel like for a lot of you, there was definitely a female figure who was just very cutting with their words, very unpleasant to be around. I feel like a lot of you are stuck in your head. A lot of you have this power of manifestation, have this power of the High Priestess, but you are not connected to it because you don't express how you feel. You don't tell people how you feel. Again, with that double Queen of Swords energy, it's really just driving home that you guys need to express how you feel. You guys need to tell people, you know, when you're feeling bad, when you're feeling uncomfortable, when you are feeling, even if it's as simple as, oh, I feel cold, can we turn the heat up, you know? I feel like a lot of you, again, I feel like a lot of you are trapped in kind of a, like, anxious, in your head. I feel like a lot of you stay trapped in kind of a cycle of overthinking and not actually doing anything or not actually saying how you feel because you're so worried about how people will think about how you feel. Your feelings are your feelings. You are allowed to feel your feelings. I want to pull one more card. Just to clarify the Three of Pentacles. Is this working with other people? Is this working... You ain't got nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. There we go. Ace of Wands. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like you guys are very, and especially in romantic situations, I feel like you guys are very complacent. I feel like you guys just kind of do whatever the other person wants, and you kind of put your needs on the back burner because that's kind of what happened to you in childhood. That's kind of how it was when you were a kid. You know, we have the Magician here. We have the Knight of Wands. Your childhood self really wants you to feel comfortable with starting a process with words. When you say how you feel, you begin a process of fixing these uncomfortable, anxious moon feelings, these overthinking feelings. Your inner child is really just driving home that it really wants you to be able to communicate effectively with others. It really wants you to open up, say how you feel. And when you are able to express yourself, you'll be able to reclaim this power. You'll be able to embody this panther spirit. And you'll be able to get the ball rolling, so to speak. Okay? So that was a very clear message. But that is all I have for you, pile 4. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.